Well, you know what a regular diva is, right? Usually referred to a big star, opera singer. Counterculture diva is of the same high esteem in her own mind, mostly. The counterculture is everything that's not that. It was the gay, fringe, theatrical world of San Francisco, mostly in the 70s. Basically, I was, a young, single, unwed mother. I was disowned from my family of origin, my strict Catholic, Italian immigrant family. Particularly around that time, Venice Beach was quite the counterculture. Normal people would never come down here. They were afraid of the crime and the drugs. The Riviera for the welfare elite. And by that I meant all these people that were on SSI from San Francisco were mostly also in the theater. A lot of them were drag queens. And I met Divine. She was quite an infamous counterculture diva herself from her fame with John Waters movies. And through his influence, he mentored me and put me on stage with the infamous Coquettes, which were a very gender-bending theater group. And that's what it was like in the 70s. You know, we were like instant family. We all got along. We partied day and night, daytime on the beach. And I was willing to just be completely reckless. And some of it, there was a price to pay for that. And I talk about that in my book. I don't, gloss over it, because there was drugs and sex and I wouldn't say rock and roll so much for me, it was more like disco. And there was a lot of behaviors that were risky and dangerous. And as we all know, many of the counterculture, especially the gay world, paid the price for that. But I was one of the lucky ones that somehow got saved and was able to survive it and then talk about it. And in spite of, being disowned by my family, being ostracized, and then having this queer family that came in to rescue me and save me, that's really what my Life, a Four-Letter Word is about. It's about family, and it's about finding and creating a family and finding a way to survive and support yourself all through it. No matter how dysfunctional it was, there was like this real core of love and understanding. We were all the freaks, we were all the queers, but we came together and created a family for ourselves. And in that, we found love, we found safety, we found protection. And some of us mended, like I particularly mended my relationship with my family. I worked hard at trying to do it, and it happened. Look, you know what? Maybe by your standards, I did not live a righteous life, but I raised an amazing daughter. Her life has been filled with nothing but love. Her birth saved me, because I knew that I could not continue some of the more reckless behaviors. The first time I think I ever really experienced what real, pure, divine, unconditional love is, When I had that baby and held her in my arms, I knew. So I've done a lot of odd jobs over the years. That's what my whole second book is about, all the odd jobs I did to survive in show business. And that too taught me, the necessities of the mother of invention, So I learned to do things I probably would have never done if I didn't need to. What happened to Viva? We want to know more about Viva. We want to know, So I included more stories about Viva as an adult, who's a very successful singer, writer, music coach, teacher, in her own right. I was Dean Martin's maid for 2 years. I've made sweaters for so many famous divas. Roseanne, Fran Drescher, Lily Tomlin, Julia Roberts. They've all bought sweaters from me, lots of TV soap stars. And I catered parties with Liz Taylor and Michael Jackson, Pamela Anderson, just tons and tons of Joan Rivers, of course, I met. I'm going to be 70 in January. It's a big number, big decade. In my head, I'm still, a teenager trapped in a postmenopausal body. Last year, I worked with Alex Skarsgård on True Blood. That was like one of the highlights of my year. I love Alex. The civil rights movement was happening, the sexual revolution was happening. And there was, Martin Luther King, and there was all these other people carrying the banner, So I'm happy that I was born in the time I was born in, because it was an amazing time. From the greatest lover you have
I've ever known. Yes, walk away.